The beauty of the Seventh-day Adventist name is that the first part points to creation, so we know where we came from, we know who we are, and originally that set us apart from other denominations. I guess it still does today, but it was a stark contrast that these were Christians who kept a different day.
I like people to say the whole name, Seventh-day Adventist. It's the great controversy theme in one name, and it points towards the climactic events which all of us as Seventh-day Adventists are looking for, the blessed hope, the coming of Jesus Christ.
Our mission is to take the everlasting gospel to the entire world. We need people who are properly prepared, who know the gospel, people who understand how to share the gospel, who have been taught to communicate, who have been taught what it is to reach out and touch people.
The greatest tool in communication are the people. And it's fundamental to have the Holy Spirit to be filled by Jesus, because it's very hard to lie with the body. Of course that we have all kinds of gadgets and technologies, but above everything, our personal testimony, our word about, hope, about Jesus, this is essential in the communication of the gospel.
Christ came and, as we all know, spent a great deal of his time mingling with people, and in the mingling he won their confidence. And it was in that sort of mingling that he was able to do so many good things for people. Not only did he heal, of course, he did preach, and the message that he preached was empowered by the fact that he was such a kindly, caring physician.
We now have many non-Christian religions that we are trying to relate to, and I still think that that seventh day is very important in relating to people from Jewish backgrounds, from Hindu backgrounds, from Buddhist, because it tells us God created us, we're special, we have an identity, but also wrapped up in that, and you see it in the Old Testament, is that not only does he create us, but he redeems us. Because we know where we came from, because we know who we are, and because we know that God has put a plan of salvation in place to rescue us from our brokenness, and because we know that eventually that will all be resolved when Jesus comes again, that's just great news. And we want to share it in the best possible ways. And there's no one way to share this good message. Media, internet, television, children's ministries, women's ministries, health ministries, publishing, the whole gamut, they're all needed because we have a holistic mission and we need to meet people's needs where they're at, and we need to find ways that will connect with people in different cultures, different circumstances.
Education should be the heart of mission, or perhaps the lifeblood of the church's mission. Yes, of course, Jesus is the center of all we do, the center of education, but education is what brings it all together. And I think of the lifeblood because education touches every facet, every area, every ministry, every service, every structure of the church.
After coming out from her vision, Ellen White told her husband, James, "You must begin to print a little paper and send it out to the people." So the mission of the publishing ministry is embodied in that one sentence: printing and circulation of Seventh-day Adventist literature.
We seek to identify our mission as a revelation of Jesus Christ. In other words, it's not that we necessarily can portray all the doctrines of Seventh-day Adventist Church, but we should, by every person who interacts with a patient, be able to demonstrate the compassion of Jesus Christ.
People are desperate to have hope. When they look to the news, there's no hope in the future. And we have this assurance that Jesus is coming very soon. So if with conviction and passion we tell to the people, Jesus is coming soon, I think that this is very, very basic, very fundamental to bring hope into the heart of people.
The name Seventh-day Adventist is such an exciting name. Now, obviously, it was heaven ordained. It was blessed by God because it tells us where we're from, the seventh day, the capping of creation, and it takes us through then to the very end of the earth, which is the second coming of Jesus Christ. So in essence, when you say the name Seventh-day Adventist, you're preaching a sermon every time you say it. We need to be reinvigorated with who we are, why we're here, and who's coming soon to take us home.